It is to practice as an occupational therapist, my area of expertise. So less so about, building the ramp at the right height and more about like the environment and the attitudes of the people there to help, hold a supportive and inclusive space. That's the dream.
Literally just about to cry with so many of the things that have been the most painful. I'm 51, and the experience of an undiagnosed person, I had to work my fucking ass off to fight for every little thing at work that would have made my life easier. And fighting for it like that is part of what drove me to burn out so severe, permanent medical leave. Now, many of them are readily available and freely given, especially post pandemic. So, on the one hand, I'm like, yay, things are changing. And on the other hand, I'm like, God, motherfucking shit, damn.
Yeah.
My life has been formed in so many ways by being in spaces that are so unkind to me.
I hear
You are
you.
speaking to my dreams. So,
Thank you
yeah.
for sharing that and sharing about your process and of self-discovery about your ways of being. And it floors me that it was only exactly 1 year ago, when I was 34, that it occurred to me like I'm neurodivergent after just about 20 years of like working closely with other neurodivergent people. Somehow it was like it couldn't be like, no, not me, not I. Like
That piece right there could be like a whole fascinating conversation.
that's so real though. It's like, what else can we do other than what we received? But
My
I care a lot
therapist
about
keeps
those
saying you
things.
don't have a time machine, so you can't keep beating yourself up for the things that you didn't know back then. So,
Your therapist has a strong southern drawl.
no, no, I just make up voices all the time.
I
Yeah, like what inspired you finally to take that step?
mean, this was me really actively trying to like sustain my career as an OT, because I have seen the ways that I feel after year upon year work in a clinic and day after day, hour after hour, a new kid each hour. And with that, a new set of parents and all of their worries and stressors. And it's, I mean, it's beautiful, important work, but it's like just a lot. It's really a lot. And I want to be the best therapist for the people that I work with that I can be. And if I'm barely got a time, the chance to drink some water and go to the bathroom between clients, it's just not a sustainable thing. That said, I mean, I learned a lot in the jobs that I've had. I would like to live a life that does have occupational balance, like for myself, where I get to do things that light me up and fill my cup and rejuvenate me, and also things that allow me to feel like I'm bringing my gifts to the world and helping others, and also a healthy mix of rest and leisure and home tending and just connecting with trees and meditating and making art. And I want to do all these things, and I want to kind of rejig that wiring of like your life must consist of time spent in a place or doing a thing such that you get money kind of ongoingly, steadily, and stably. I mean, there's something nice about a steady paycheck, but I think there's something nicer about having agency over your waking and sleeping hours.
Yes, 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 yes. So many professions I feel like are just set up in just a cruel way. It sounds like it's really coming from a place of love for yourself and wanting to live a long, full life, as well as love and care for the people that you want to work with. And like you said, you want to be the best that you can be, and that's only available if you get to do more than go to work, go home and crash, go to work,
Yeah.
go home and crash, crash all weekend. I'm really glad more and more people are realizing that's not a life to live, and we can do something else. Thank you
Yeah.
for knowing that it is in your best interest to take that step, because I absolutely agree. I've been an entrepreneur off and on throughout my life. Like I took 7 years away or 8 years away from corporate America and ran a handyman service and cleaning service and did that to employ my husband and his brother and some of our friends.
Another life.
Yeah, another life. And I'm always been passionate about entrepreneur. And what I mean entrepreneurial, I mean being creative enough to figure out your own path towards something that's sustainable for yourself. And part of it's currency, and part of it is divine compensation, which is something that elevates your life experience without you having to trade time plus cash
Mm.
to receive that thing. I'm currently staying in a humongous home, but I'm getting paid to stay here. So I'm not paying for this place. I'm pet sitting, but I get to experience and elevate my life by going on quiet retreat with a sweet dog out in places that I would never own or pay for. That's what I mean by divine compensation, is an elevation of my life without me trading cash for it. And in fact, in this case, being paid to experience it. Scrappy Entrepreneur School overcome that barrier of I don't know how, and I don't want to figure it out. It's so hard. And so that's the piece that I kind of thrive on, removing that barrier. I don't know how, I don't know what to do. The barrier of the belief that I don't have a degree, or so I can't do the thing I want to do. I have to be an expert first, or I had to go to school. And that's a very outdated belief system in my perspective. The barrier of the belief that I don't have a degree, or I don't have decades of professional experience, or not everybody's let go of it yet. Folks who were raised by people that were like, college is the only thing, you have to go to college, that's the path, you got to do it, and if you don't have a regular job, then you're fucking up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of us who grew up that way, and it definitely takes some deconstruction, but more and more models of, see, I'm doing it. Because it's one of the things I feel like is so missing in the authentic relating dance community in Portland, is they're like, don't talk about business. We're here just to dance and to love and to do that. And I think it's just like the opposite of what happens at work. Don't tell me about your weekend. I don't want to know about you as a person. You're here to work. And so it's the severing of this whole other piece of us. And so I'm kind of bringing into what I was going to say, the hippie world, like, look, we need to start talking about what we do, because like I know for sure there are people in our community that do exactly what you're looking for, but it's through networking. It's through saying, this is what I need. Who do I know that might be able to connect me? And having to do it over and over again. You can't just say it once. Yeah. The world has changed from the years that I was doing this, like created and hosted networking events for University of Oregon alumni. And so but now it's like I'm bringing it into this new world, teaching the hippies who don't know how to network. Look, we need to think about each other as whole multidimensional beings, and that means doing business with each other. So we need to talk about what we do for business. And then when you hear someone say, I'm looking for a plumber, can someone help me find a plumber? You say, I know a plumber, let me tell you. That's how it works. You don't keep those things separate or secret from each other. That's one way, very concretely kind of bringing into this community this conversation around what we're looking for, what people need, and how to connect each other. Let's all live more abundantly by actually connecting with each other, and more than just, oh, I see you at dance all the time.
And it's nice because there's that pre-existing level of like base level of trust. It's almost like having been vetted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, nobody wants to put on regular pants if we don't have to. You know,
exactly. Just pajama pants.
Right.
Yep.
I got so we build lives that allow us to wear whatever kind of pants we want, and to be able to talk to people wearing whatever pants we want.
I mean, that's part of like being autonomous over your own body choices and expressive choices, and part of like reclaiming your neurodivergent self. And
I tell you what, this is going to sound nuts, but when I started working for a company called Robert Half International, which is a big corporation, I started working for them in 1997. Women were not allowed to wear pants, and we had to wear nylons. And because I had a tattoo on my ankle, I had to wear nylons you couldn't see through. I shit you not. Like several years that I worked there, I was not allowed to wear pants and had to hide my tattoo. Yeah. And had to dress professionally, which was very expensive.
Yeah, that's the world I was raised in as well. I mean, it's like I feel like it's still fairly new, this, like
It is, but
Yeah.
at least I don't know that there's any organization still requiring women to only wear skirts and nylons. So at least maybe we're past that point.
Right.